We are happy you are here, and we are joined, as always, by Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a food and wine sommelier of the year. The group includes where we are, Blue Jacket Brewery down by Nats Park, the Arsenal Restaurant downstairs, and also as well the latest addition to the NRG, Owen's Ordinary up in North Bethesda.
That's right.
Greg, it is always good to see you.
You too, Brennan.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
What is on tap this week?
So this week I have a brand new beer to the region, and it seems like you know, it's always kind of fun these days because we have all these local breweries that seem to be popping up, obviously, with all these new beers. But then there's some long-standing breweries that we've had our eyes on for some time that finally make it down here. And Captain Lawrence, out of the Hudson Valley region of New York State, is just one of those breweries. So this is called Barrel Select Gold. They have a series of Barrel Select beers, all kind of, you know, funky, tart, sour beers that are aged in barrels and fooders. This is the gold variant. They have a black, a red, and a green, the green being dry hopped. Yeah, so let's taste this beer. It's the Barrel Select Gold. Captain Lawrence, the reason why I wanted to especially taste one of their tart and funky offerings is because they were doing this before it was cool.
Delightful, delightful nose and beautiful color. Ooh, that's nice.
It's a nice and mild beer, not extremely sour.
Nope.
It just has a really nice blended acidity to it. So what they do with this beer, and like I said before, a little bit of history on Captain Lawrence and Scott Vaccaro, who's their founder, brewmaster, is that he started back in 2005, 2006. He actually worked at Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. So he opens this little brewery in Pleasantville, New York, eventually moves it into bigger digs in Elmsford, New York, but still in the Hudson Valley. But the thing that sets Captain Lawrence apart is that they were doing some really, really delicious and sophisticated sour ales before many others were. And they've built up their barrel stock so much over time that they can create these beers from barrels and fooders that have held the different threads of the beer for at least 3 years, and oftentimes longer than 3 years. So you're really going back into, like, you know, the vaults here to come up with these beers for the blends. But even cooler is that they have so many barrels now, they can make this not a huge release, but not as rare as some of the other sour ales are there. So you actually see this stuff around. Great consistency, great flavors.
What does this ring in at? I love the label.
6.5, I believe,
Ooh,
right around there. So nothing too crazy. Really cool. You know, I mean, I think that, you know, a brewery like Captain Lawrence definitely, you know, inspired some of these newer brewers of wild ales and barrel-aged blenders like Wicked Weed, for instance. I think a lot of their beers kind of fall into the same category as the Captain Lawrence beer. So really, really delicious stuff.
What would you pair this with? Good hearty holiday foods to some
absolutely.
degree, right?
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this beer. And you know, it's funny you mentioned Saison du Pont before. That's the beer that's so great to go with anything, because it's like, it's fine and bright enough to go with light seafood, but also has enough richness to deal with bigger food. So yeah, you could do this with, like, you know, leftover turkey from the holidays. You could do it with richer meats as well. I love it with, and yeah, like stuffing would be excellent with this. It's got that kind of toasted richness to it. But I really love to do this with, like, grilled fish, spaghetti with clam sauce, mussels and clams and oysters and things like that. I think are fantastic. But you can even do, like, fish and chips would work.
Yeah.
Or fried chicken. I think would be fantastic.
Vinegar. I love malt vinegar.
Oh yeah, malt vinegar.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to believe that it's December of 2016 already, and this year has flown by again.
Okay.
But what has also flown by is 5 years for Beer of the Week. Next week is the 5th anniversary beer of the Week, which Greg has been gracious enough to take part of, and the Neighborhood Restaurant Group has been gracious enough to help us out at WTOP for all those years. We're gonna have a big cake here. Someone's gonna pop out of it. He or she may or may not be clothed, and that's all a lie. That's not going to happen, but we are going to have talk about a great beer next week, so we hope you will join us then. Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for the 5th anniversary Beer of the Week.